Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. Today we will revise Chapter 2 History, the establishment of British Empire in India. In the 18th century, European trade had become very important. In this chapter, we will see how the British East India Company established in India, which policy they adopted. New trade routes had already been discovered in 15th century by Vasco da Gama. Students, the main objective of this chapter is exploration and discoveries, formation of European trading companies in India, the British East India Company, the conditions of India, the Carnatic Wars, company's paramount power, the doctrine of lapse, causes for the success of India, Tipu Sultan, Marathas, the Anglo-Sikh Wars, the forces of the company. Mercantilism begins. Students, a question arises here. What is mercantilism? It is an economic policy that is designed to maximize the exports and minimize the imports for an economy. In India, factories were made to defend themselves against armed attacks. What was factory in British rule? Factory refers to trading stations. The British East India Company came to India as traders in spices. Students, do you know, in ancient time, India was known as Sone ki Chiriya. After listening the title, most of the European company want to trade in India. So, the English East India Company obtained a charter from Queen Elizabeth I in 1600 AD. They entered India through the western coast and made Goa their base. It was Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese explorer who discovered the sea route. Initially, the Portuguese and the Dutch were in control of sea routes. In 1651, the first English factory was set up on the bank of river Hooghly. It works as a base for the company trades. The British trade with India increased, which increased their profits as well as. Trade led to battle. After the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, the Bengal Nawab asserted their power and autonomy. They refused to grant the company any concession. Murshid Quli Khan was Nawab of Bengal and was a strong ruler who started protesting against it. Most important thing of the chapter is Battle of Palasi. Sirajuddaula became the Nawab of Bengal after the death of his maternal grandfather Ali Vardi Khan in 1756. The company was keen on a puppet ruler as it was afraid of his power. When Sirajuddaula came to know of company's intention, he became furious and asked the company to stop meddling in the political affairs of his dominion, dismantle for fortification and pay the revenue as then he captured the company's Fort William at Calcutta. Hearing of his mayhem, the company sent forces from Madras. The company forces and Sirajuddola's force clashed in the Battle of Palasi. One of the main reasons of this defeat of Nawab was that soldiers of Mir Jafar, one of the Sirajuddola's commander, never fought the battle. He had pledged his support to Clive on being promised the Nawabi after the defeat of Sirajuddaulah. Students, it was the first major victory of the company won in India. In 1765, the company itself was appointed as the Diwan of Bengal by the Mughal emperor. It allowed the company to use the vast revenue resources of the province. Friends, now we will study about Tipu Sultan. He was well known as Tiger of Mysore. Another classic case of subsidiary alliance is the example of Mysore. Mysore had powerful and strong rulers like Hyder Ali, ruled from 1601 to 1782, and his son Tipu Sultan ruled from 1782 to 1799. The trade of Malabar coast was under its control, from where the company purchased pepper and cardamom. Tipu stopped the export of sandalwood, pepper and cardamom through his port and disallowed local merchants from dealing with the company. He also established a close relationship with the French in India and modernize his army with their help. This led to four wars with Mysore 1766 to 69, 1780 to 84, 1790 to 92, and 1799. Only in the last, the Battle of Srirangapatnam, did the company ultimately win a victory. Injured, Tipu Sultan was killed defending his capital Srirangapatnam. A subsidiary alliance was imposed on Mysore and it was gifted to the former ruling dynasty of Wadiyars. The war between Maratha and Company. In the late 18th century, the company was thinking of the way of means to destroy the Maratha power. The decline of the Mughal Empire following the 27-year Mughal-Maratha War 1680 to 1707 had led to rapid territorial gains for the Maratha. Baji Raw's son Balaji Bajirao Nana Sahib further increased the territory under Maratha control by invading Punjab in 1758. Okay, students. First Anglo-Maratha War ended in 1782 with the Treaty of Salabai without a clear victory of any side. The Second Anglo-Maratha War 1803 to 5 was fought on different fronts with the British gaining Odisha and the territories north to the Yamuna, including Agra and Delhi. Finally, students, the Third Anglo-Maratha War was held on 1817 to 19, crushed Maratha power. The Peshwa was removed and sent to Bithur near Kanpur with a pension. The company then completely controlled the territories south of the Vindhyas. The First Anglo-Sikh War was fought in 1845 to 46, in which the Sikhs were defeated and the British annexed the land between the rivers Beas and Satluj. The Second Anglo-Sikh War, which took place in 1848-49, where the Sikhs were defeated comprehensively, Punjab became a vassal state of British and its ruler Dilip Singh, the young son of Ranjit Singh, was punished off and when sent to London. Next point which we have to explain is doctrine of lapse. Student, it is a very important thing. Lord Dalhousie, the Governor General from 1848 to 1856, led the final series of annexation of Indian state. He devised a policy known as doctrine of lapse. The doctrine declared that if an Indian ruler died without a male heir, his kingdom would lapse. It would become a part of the company's territory. Applying this doctrine, Dalhousie snapped kingdoms such as Satara, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Nagpur and Jhansi. In 1856, Dalhousie annexed Awadh without any provocation but the issue of misgovernance, and Wazid Ali Shah was deposed. Now student, it is very important portion for your examination point of view. What was the causes of the success of the British? The causes for the success of British in India are as follows. We can see, first point is absence of a strong leadership. After the Mughals' decline, there was no strong central leadership which could check and counter to what the British were actually doing. Second point is lack of unity among Indian state. Third point is the inherent weakness of the Indian monarchs. Fourth is the superior arm to force of the Britishers. Most important terms to know what is Jamindar, the Royal Charter, Farman, Sepoy, etc. Okay, thank you students.